What's up, everybody? This is Brian here. I wanted to cover a very important topic today, and that's revisiting the topic of medical respect, especially at prestigious hospitals, big name hospitals, the kind of places where you might think in your head, top top establishment in the country. Obviously, it's going to have you know a quality that's level with that, and that's not always true. Um, so let's get to the video because I think that this is really, really important that you don't assume the prestige of the place that you're visiting based solely on their name. Because most hospitals have a name behind them, work almost exclusively on it, and they fail to provide the service or aid to the sick, frail, and disabled that those people really need. They also provide uneven service to the poor because they're trying to bilk the insurance. So if you don't have insurance, hospitals are no charity. Not that any of us thought that, but they want you to pay in cash, even if you're like a poor, like dying homeless man or something that really needs care. They only care if basically you're in network. So people still walk in 2019 assuming that the doctor has their best interest at heart, and some people take their suggestions when most of the time it's just the money they're after, getting you on prescriptions with awful side effects that are really hard to wean yourself off of, if you decided to, or expensive surgeries and procedures with tremendous risks that can be very expensive. Some of these hospitals, especially the med colleges, are like clickbait on the internet, just trying to get you in there and then screw the rest, screw the quality, screw the care. And frankly, they're also kind of like those tourist trap restaurants and shops that overcharge for every little thing, every excuse for a customer service that they offer, making you pay $39.99 for a t-shirt or something. Basic shit like that. When I was in there in the waiting room for like 4 hours the other day, I saw another patient and he was like checking in. He was like a poor old man on his last leg. I felt really sad for him because he looked like he was dying, frankly, and that's just a judgment. But he looked like he was on his last leg. Yet they still told him they needed to pay him or they needed him to pay in cash since the insurance refused to pay for his care. So basically, they just told him to screw off. The whole system is a scam to leech off of the poor and to shove rich, dying people who actually have money toward the most expensive care possible. It's almost like they're waiting for them to die, like some sort of sociopathic hospice. Um, some people still just go with whatever the doctor says, and they want to establish, they being the medical system, that is, they want to establish reliance on their care. So you can't get by without the procedure or the pill. Those are the big two things. It's almost like they want you kind of sucking at a teat of dependence, unable to get by on your own since those pills are very hard to wean yourself off of, like I said, and those procedures can be extremely dangerous. Prestigious hospitals, I think, are an overpriced scam, and the lack of respect by doctors towards their patients, plural, is obviously also very insulting, and it amounts to bullying. And I think that's why I wanted, namely, to revisit this topic. Common problems include pretentiousness, not prestigiousness, talking over patients and talking down to them, talking to you like you're some inferior, like you're a child, like you're an outcast, like you're a lesser, basically. And I think that that's fucked up, talking down to a disabled person who is in there because they're kind of on their last leg at their last option, looking for some help. That's basically kicking somebody when they're vulnerable, and I think that's screwed up. Um, Also, there's a profound disrespect towards women. I was at an appointment with my sister one time, and I compared to how they treated me, which was not very well. Also, they treated her much more poorly. It was an old dude, and he acted pretty much like he was from the 50s. He was talking over her, down to her. He was ignoring pretty much anything she said, and And pretty much, I think that there's kind of a cavemanish attitude towards women. You can also see male doctors acting that way towards nurses sometimes. I think that there's a very primitive attitude towards women in these places, and that's just brutish and unfair, you know. I think that obviously, even though I'm not a woman, that that they deserve better care than basically being treated like a housewife that wandered out of place, you know. That's not fair, you know. It's 2019. That's bullshit, you know. Finally, I've noticed that these high level doctors, um, they're often as underqualified as the people at smaller, more obscure facilities. You think one of these top facilities in the country is going to also offer top care, but it often lands you the same cold, generic, uncaring, apathetic, unprofessional, rude, and condescending idiots as you would get at a local place, whether that be the doctors or the nurses. You know, it seems like none of them give a shit what's wrong with you. They don't want to help you, and they're just trying to get on to lunch break, basically. Nobody with a medical condition deserves to be bullied and talked down to by a doctor that treats the disabled poorly. What is it, Biff Tannen in a lab coat now? Did he get some sort of medical degree? Honestly, I think it's kind of fucked up, the talking down and talking over that these prestigious, you know, high level doctors often offer towards their patients. You know, if you aren't one of those people that kind of swings at the first pitch when you come to the plate, you know, basically taking the first idea they throw at you because you trust the doctors. If you aren't one of those people, then they kind of start to feel irritated, almost threatened. And it's because of, I think, liability suits and the desire to make money off of the insurance paying for pills, paying for surgeries. It's an easy way out for them from doing their jobs, you know, from actually displaying some care and some humanity. All of us, I think, deserve medical respect, you know, regardless of where, regardless of who, regardless of age, you know. Uh, if you found the real life Dr. House, then drop me a line. But still, I don't think that's often the case. Most people uh, see the same asshole, even if they visit different facilities, they see the same asshole over and over again that entered the office um, with their mind made up on you. They think that because they have, you know, more medical training, that they need to take the lead in your care and that you need to listen to them because they're better and more qualified. And I won't dignify the insulting thoughts that are probably floating around in there with mentioning them. But most of these docs just kind of throw the same suggested medications and procedures as the last guy. The last three different doctors that I've visited, they could have been clones of each other, frankly. I mean, their attitudes and what they're saying, not their appearance, you know. Anyways, all of you uh, deserve love and respect. So I really recommend you take an interest in your own case, your own symptoms, and the side effects of those medications. Like if you already have heart issues and your medication can sometimes cause heart problems, I mean, look out because it's double damage, it's double duty risk, so to speak. Um, anyways, because this is like a nationwide insurance scam, and the medicine industry is in bed with big pharma. Frankly, they aren't interested in your well-being at these places. They're only caring if you are in network, basically. Anyways, I love you all because you're you. Thanks and good luck if you're struggling daily with some sort of illness. I hope that things go well for you and you find something to improve your case. Uh, Again, I love you all. Peace out.